Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a massive decision in education: advanced placement versus the International Baccalaureate. If you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by this choice, don't worry, we're here to make it all make sense.
You know, for so many students and parents, this is a huge deal. It feels like a real fork in the road, one that can shape not just high school, but the whole path to university. You hear these acronyms thrown around all the time, but the differences between them are massive, and they really matter. So let's get right into it and clear up all the confusion. By the end of this explainer, you're going to see these two programs side by side and have a much clearer idea of which one might be the right fit for you or your child.
Okay, first up, let's talk about the Advanced Placement Program. You've probably heard it called AP. And as its background suggests, this curriculum is born and bred in the American education system.
So what's the big idea behind AP? Well, it's pretty simple, really. It's all about giving motivated high school students a real taste of what university-level work feels like, and lets them challenge themselves and show colleges, hey, I'm ready for what's next.
Now, if there's one word to remember for AP, it's flexibility. Think of it like an a la carte menu at a restaurant. Each course is its own thing, lasting just 1 year. So a student who lives and breathes science can load up on AP Physics, AP Chem, and AP Calculus. Or a future author could dive deep into AP Literature and AP History. You get to build your own adventure. All right, now let's completely switch gears and look at the International Baccalaureate, or IB. This program was actually developed over in Switzerland, and it was designed from day one with a much more global, all-encompassing philosophy. See, the IB is playing a different game. It's not just about what you know. Its whole mission is to develop young people who are curious, knowledgeable, and also caring. It's a curriculum built to create well-rounded citizens for a global world.
And this brings us to the most crucial difference. If AP is that a la carte menu, then the IB diploma is a structured 2-year set menu. Students don't just pick a few classes they like. They commit to a full program studying subjects from all the major disciplines: sciences, math, humanities, languages, you name it.
So let's put them head to head. This is where the differences really pop, and where you can start to get a feel for which philosophy might be a better match.
I mean, just look at this. The core philosophies are worlds apart. AP is all about depth, going deep in a few subjects you love. IB is all about breadth, getting a well-rounded education. The structure is completely different: AP's flexible 1-year courses versus IB's locked-in 2-year program. And that absolutely affects the workload. With AP, it really depends on how many classes you take. But with IB, yeah, the workload is famously high, and it stays that way for 2 straight years. And believe me, that intense workload isn't just about the 6 subjects. Oh no. To earn that full IB diploma, every single student has to complete 3 extra mandatory requirements that are the absolute heart of the IB philosophy. And these 3 things are a huge deal. First, there's the extended essay, basically a 4,000-word university-level research paper on a topic of your choice. Then you have Theory of Knowledge, which is this really cool philosophy course where you question how you know what you claim to know. And finally, there's CAS, which forces you to get involved in creative projects, physical activities, and community service. It's the whole package. Okay, let's talk about the big one: university applications. How does all this actually work when you're trying to get into college, especially in the US? This part is critical. With AP, the grade you get in the class all year long directly impacts your GPA. The final exam in May, that's mostly for earning college credit after you're already in. But with IB, the final scores don't even come out until July, way after colleges have made their decisions. So US universities have to rely on predicted scores that the high school provides. And this brings us to a really common misunderstanding. A lot of people think that a 5 on an AP exam is the golden ticket. But for US admissions, that consistent A or B you earned in the AP class all year long is often way more important, because that's what directly beefs up your GPA, which is one of the first things admissions officers look at. All right, we've gone through the philosophies, the structures, the nitty-gritty of admissions. So the million-dollar question remains: how in the world do you actually choose? You know, the best way to decide is to stop asking which program is better and start asking which program is better for this specific student, because each system is really built for a different kind of learner to shine. Let's break down what those students look like.
So the AP path, it's often a perfect match for the focused specialist. This is the student who already knows they're passionate about STEM and just wants to go deep, or the budding filmmaker who wants to load up on arts and humanities. It takes a lot of self-motivation to build a good schedule, but it gives you incredible freedom, a direct way to boost your GPA, and a chance to earn college credits.
Now, on the flip side, the IB program is tailor-made for the holistic learner. This is the student who thrives in a structured environment and is curious about, well, everything. They enjoy seeing how science connects to art and how literature connects to history. It's a beast of a program for sure, but wow, it is famous for developing the kind of critical thinking and research skills that top universities everywhere are looking for.
Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground. After weighing all the pros and cons, the structures and the strategies, what is the single most important thing you should walk away with?
Let's be crystal clear on this. One system is not inherently better than the other, period. They're just different. The whole debate about which one is superior completely misses the point. The real question isn't which one is best, it's which one is best for this student.
So, what this all comes down to is fit. The best decision is made when you match the philosophy of the curriculum to the student's unique personality, their learning style, and their goals for the future. Does this student thrive with freedom and specialization, or with structure and a well-rounded challenge? Answering that is everything.
Ultimately, this whole decision has to start with a conversation. It's about looking at these two very different paths and asking which one of these will not only help my child get into a great university, but also help them become the person they want to be. And nobody knows the answer to that better than you.